Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Every struggle men face, the hardships in their life, but the real struggle is facing the hardships with patience and calmness. By now, you may have already guessed from the title and thumbnail what today's video is about. Yes, we are going to talk about something that every single one of us needs in life: how to stay calm in hard times. Because let's be honest, problems come to everyone, but the way we deal with them decides whether we break down or grow stronger. Many times, life gives us challenges, but instead of seeing them as opportunities, we lose hope and let fear control us. The truth is, every hardship carries a hidden chance to grow stronger, but only if we know how to face it with calmness. In this video, we will talk about how to stay calm in hard times and how this calmness can change your life. Life is full of beauty, surprises, and joy, but it is also full of storms, pain, and struggles. No matter who you are, at some point you will face difficult days when nothing seems to go right. You may feel lost, you may feel weak, and you may even feel that life is unfair. Yet, in those moments, one thing can save you more than anything else: the ability to stay calm. Calmness is not just silence. It is not about sitting quietly and pretending that nothing is happening. Calmness is the strength to face the hardest problems without letting fear and anger control you. This truth became clear in the story of a young man named Kieran. He lived in a small town with his parents and his younger sister. His parents were simple farmers who worked day and night in the fields, earning just enough to provide food and basic needs. Even though they did not have money, they always encouraged Kieran to study hard because they believed education was the key to a better life. Kieran grew up with dreams in his eyes. He wanted to become successful, build a better future for his family, and remove the heavy burden of poverty from their shoulders. Every night, after a long day at school, he would sit with his books under a weak lamp. The electricity in his village often went out, but that did not stop him. He used candles, sometimes even the fire from a small lamp filled with oil. He dreamed that one day his family would no longer struggle. His heart was full of hope, and his willpower was strong. But life often tests us when we least expect it. Just when Kieran reached the most important year of his studies, his father suddenly fell ill. The sickness was serious, and the family had to spend everything they had on hospital bills. The small savings they had kept for Kieran's education were gone in a few weeks. His mother tried to manage the house, his younger sister cried quietly in the corner, and Kieran felt his dreams shatter in front of him. He could no longer continue his studies. He had to return home and take care of his father. For many days, Kieran felt completely broken. He did not speak much to anyone. He watched his friends go to college while he stayed behind, working in the fields, feeling left out and hopeless. Sometimes he looked up at the sky and asked himself why life was so cruel. He thought of all the nights he had studied so hard, and he wondered why destiny had pushed him back. Fear and sadness filled his heart. One evening, as he sat near his father's bed, his father held his hand. Though weak, he smiled and said, "My son, storms come to every life. You cannot stop the wind. You cannot stop the rain. But you can stand strong like the mountain. The storm cannot break the mountain if it remains steady. You must be that mountain." These words touched Kieran deeply. He realized that being angry at life would not change anything. Crying would not heal his father. Complaining would not bring money. The only way forward was to stay calm and face the situation with courage. From that day, Kieran decided he would not allow his mind to drown in fear. He started looking for small jobs in town. He began teaching children, helping in shops, and doing whatever work he could find. The money was not much, but at least he could support his family. It was not easy. There were days when his body was tired and his mind felt heavy. There were nights when he wanted to give up, but each time he remembered his father's words about being the mountain. Slowly, he learned that calmness was not a gift but a choice. Every day, he had to choose between panic and patience. He began to see that a calm mind could handle pressure much better than a restless mind. His friends would sometimes tease him for falling behind in his studies, but Kieran chose not to react with anger. He smiled instead. He learned that people's words cannot hurt you unless you let them. When his work was difficult, he reminded himself to breathe slowly, keep patience, and move forward. He began to enjoy small joys, the smile of his sister when he brought sweets, the laughter of children he taught, the fresh wind that touched his face after a long day of work. These little moments of happiness gave him strength and reminded him that even in hard times, life had beauty. Months passed, and his father's health began to improve, little by little. Kieran still worked hard, but he no longer felt lost. Inside him, something had changed. He was stronger, calmer, and wiser. Then one day, his college teacher visited him. The teacher had always admired Kieran's hard work and talent. He told him about a scholarship for students who had to stop their studies due to financial or family problems. If Kieran could prepare well and pass the exam, his education would continue. This news lit a fire in his heart again. But now, Kieran was different. He was not desperate like before. He was calm. He divided his time between working and studying. When the house became noisy, he waited until everyone slept and studied quietly in the night. He did not allow fear to disturb his focus. He knew that stress would only make things worse, but calmness would give him clarity. The day of the exam came, and Kieran entered the hall with a peaceful heart. He wrote each answer carefully, without panic, because he had trained his mind to stay steady. Weeks later, the result came, and he had won the scholarship. He could return to his studies. The happiness in his house was beyond words. His parents cried tears of joy, and his sister danced around the room. That day, Kieran understood the true power of calmness. If he had given in to panic when life became hard, he would have lost this chance. But because he stayed calm, worked steadily, and believed in himself, he caught the rope of opportunity when it appeared. He realized that calmness was not weakness. It was the greatest strength a person could carry. Kieran often thought about the meaning of calmness. To him, it was like the work of a sailor during a storm. When the waves rise high, a sailor has two choices: panic and lose control of the boat, or stay calm and steer carefully. Only the calm sailor survives. Life is the same. Problems come like storms, but if we keep calm, we can survive and even grow. Panic only blinds us to solutions, while calmness lights the way. It is like a lamp in darkness. It may not remove all the darkness, but it shows enough light for the next step. With time, Kieran became a successful man. He finished his studies, got a good job, and supported his family. But more than money or position, he carried wisdom. He often told young people that hard times are not enemies but teachers. They teach us patience, strength, and courage. Just as gold shines only after passing through fire, human beings shine only after passing through struggles. Without challenges, we remain weak. With challenges, we discover our hidden strength. Kieran explained calmness to students using the image of a river. If you throw a stone into a river, ripples spread on the surface. But after some time, the water becomes still again. That is how our mind should be. Problems are like stones. They disturb us for a while, but if we remain patient, the ripples settle and peace returns. He showed them that calmness does not mean no problems. It means peace after disturbance. Even when he became busy in life, Kieran continued practicing calmness every day. He woke up early, sat silently for a few minutes, and breathed deeply. He tried to eat slowly, listen carefully, and walk with patience. These simple habits gave him a peaceful mind. Whenever people asked him the secret of his calm nature, he smiled and said, "It is not magic. It is choice. Every moment I can choose to react with anger or with calmness. I choose calmness again and again until it becomes my habit." His words inspired many because they were simple yet powerful, and his story became an example for everyone who felt lost in storms. Whenever someone asked him about fear of failure or pain of struggle, he reminded them that storms cannot break the mountain that stands still. He told them that calmness is the mountain inside us, unshaken and steady. So, dear reader, if you are going through hard times, remember Kieran's story. Maybe your exams are too difficult. Maybe your family is facing problems. Maybe you feel lonely in this world. Do not give up. Do not let panic control your heart. Calmness is your shield. Hard times are not the end. They are only chapters in your book of life. Panic burns your energy, but calmness saves it. Panic blinds your eyes, but calmness clears your vision. You have a mountain inside you. You have a river inside you. You have more strength than you think. Life will continue to test you again and again. Even after success, new storms will come. But if you keep calm, you will not be afraid. Like Kieran, you will know that storms can bend the tree, but cannot break its roots. And your roots will be calmness and courage. In the end, calmness is not about changing the world outside, but about changing the world inside. When the inside is calm, the outside becomes easier to handle. So whenever life feels too heavy, take a deep breath. Tell yourself, this is not the end. This is only a moment. I am calm. I am strong. I will rise. The story of staying calm in hard times is not just Kieran's story. It can be your story too. Everyone has the ability to stay calm, no matter how dark the night is. Calmness is the light within you. Carry this light, and you will find your way through every storm. Kieran's journey teaches us that life will always have storms, but calmness is the anchor that keeps us steady. Hardships are not meant to break us. They are meant to make us stronger, wiser, and braver. When we face challenges with patience and a calm mind, we turn obstacles into opportunities and struggles into lessons. Remember, no matter how dark the night may seem, the light of calmness within you can guide you through any storm. Stay calm, stay strong, and keep moving forward.